Hello, and welcome to my Fire Emblem 9 Path of Radiance 100% gross hard mode low turn count playthrough. I'm your host Typhoon Carter. Today we have Chapter 13, and I'm joined by a fellow co-host with me today. It's FlashingFire.
Oh, hello. I'm FlashingFire, and I've done 3 houses playthrough where I killed less than 100 enemies, and I'm working on something for Radiant on reverse recruitment 0%, but for now I'm watching what's going on here.
Yeah, so we got Chapter 13 here, and Chapter 13 is a defend map with a really interesting gimmick that is not immediately known to the player, but we'll explain that shortly. But first, we're gonna feed Joe a couple stat boosters, in particular the Seraph Robe and the Speedwings, which we got way back in the early game. Although it's the Speedwings in particular that Joe really wants. Mainly because like Joe's speed is like kind of lackluster for this point in the game, so we kind of want to patch up her speed issues, at least for now. And we don't really have much of a chance to give her too much bonus XP, because we do want to feed Marcia some experience in this chapter, and so that she can promote for next chapter.
Yeah, because she's on track to do a little bit of Makalov manipulation later, right?
Yeah, correct. But that's for next chapter. And Joe,
okay, yeah.
We don't give too much bonus XP to Joe here. This is mainly because like Joe kind of has to actually hold off on promoting for now. Yeah. Because her high weight, if she promotes, she'll be too heavy for Mordecai to smite without being transformed, so that's gonna matter later on.
Yeah, she and her wife are on a lean diet for now.
Yeah, they gotta go to dietitian. The wyvern's been eating too much.
Yeah, imagine it's tough to, you know, control that intake.
Yeah.
Beast has to be the one carrying you around and healthy and all that.
Yeah. It's also tough in this timeline where nutrition and dieting is probably not as advanced.
Yep, you can never trust what you find in those online articles.
Right. Anyways, so we have Soph here today. Soph actually joined us last chapter through a info conversation.
Yep, at least.
Yeah. But I didn't really have much of a chance to talk about him, so let's talk about Soph a little bit.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good. Joins with pre-promoted rogue bases, and the Dawn Brigade's gonna have to rely on him for a lot of early combat.
Yeah, even if knives are a shitty weapon type. Oh wait, sorry, wrong game.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we were one game too early. But in all seriousness, Soph here is actually pretty bad from a base's standpoint. And he's basically a worse bulk. The only reason you would use him is if you want to save a little bit of money. And so there's one interesting nuance with this chapter. It says it's a 10-turn defense, but you can actually clear this in 7 turns. And in order to do that, we basically have to rout all the enemies and also open all the chests within 7 turns.
Which I believe you said is possible in even less time than that, right?
Yeah, you can actually do all this in less time, but we're gonna be held back by cutscenes, or rather scripted events that are forced to play out.
Yeah, and they'll be skipped really quickly, but we'll try to point them out when they happen.
Yeah. You'll know it when you see it, because they all kind of play like on a turn-by-turn sequence. The other thing we have to do here is we also have to recruit Astrid, and we also get Gatry back.
Woo! He's going to be really important in this chapter.
Yeah. So the other thing we have to do is we have to defend this. You might notice there's like a green tile, right, with like staircase leading into it. Sanaki's basically inside there, and we have to keep her safe. So we're just going to have Gatry kind of just park himself there.
Yep. Playing the objective. Gatry will took this point.
Yeah. And the other thing to note is that some of the Raven Laguz that shows up in this chapter, they have an AI where they will try to go for the chest when possible, So they'll try to ignore the player when possible, or they'll try to go for where Sanaki is.
Yeah, so it's kind of a Conquest Chapter 10 Sky Knight situation.
Yeah.
Where they're not going to attack you of their own volition.
Yeah, I think it's also similar to Awakening. So there's a paralogue with Tiki.
Oh, right, those flyers that try to
Yeah.
hit the voice while she's charging a laser.
Yeah, pretty much. And we have a bunch of green units here. Some of them, keyword some, will come in handy because we do want to get some healing experience, or rather staffy XP, with Mist and Soren.
Yeah, I don't think, like, none of the actual damage they deal is very important, but the damage they take is significantly more useful.
Yes. Rare time where green units sucking actually matters.
Yep. Yeah, our combat units at this point have much better capabilities. If we want to destroy enemies, we can do that with other means. We don't need their help.
You might notice that in preps we also brought some chest keys. This is mostly because Volk and Soph, we don't really want them running around everywhere, especially with some of these enemies capable of being a serious problem to Soph.
Yeah, he's like level 1 thief or something.
Yeah, I think he, funny enough, he can actually take a hit from like
there you go.
Some of the enemies in like one chapter. Mostly because the other redeeming quality he has is just good enough base speed. And here we witness green units being EXP thieves.
The classic.
Yeah, that never gets old.
Yep.
Anyway, so Astrid's a Bull Cavalier, and the very first one that we get in this game, and she's technically the last, well, the second last Cavalier that we get that's like unpromoted. And now at first, right, her bases kind of look shitty, right? It looks like she also has a bad weapon type, so it looks like she doesn't have much redeeming qualities.
But her growths are not bad in vanilla, and like when she promotes, she can pick the axe weapon type, which kind of saves her.
Yeah, but the other key thing that really makes her stand out is that she has Paragon. So
it's true.
The way Paragon works in Path of Radiance is that you gain like double EXP, and on top of that, when you apply bonus experience, the cost for bonus experience would be basically cut in half for Astrid.
I never knew that, actually.
Well, we all
That's
learned.
hilarious.
Yeah. They removed this in Radiant Dawn.
Okay, that explains why.
Yeah.
Because I tried that in Radiant Dawn and it never worked out the way I hoped.
Yeah, it would help a lot for Radiant Dawn hard build, but anyway, so here we witness Soph doing a little bit of chess work.
Yeah, he's doing his part.
Yeah, because even though some of the items that we get from the chest actually don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, they're still nice to have, simply because like it can be more money for later on, although money's not really an issue by this point in the game.
Yeah, there are memes about how money's not an issue in this game.
Unless you're playing Maniac, which is an actual issue. The other thing to note is that Astrid currently has the Night Ward equipped. Night Ward actually, so on top of a defensive boost that gives to Cavaliers / Paladins and like Halberdiers, and like I believe Armor Knights as well. The thing is, it also boosts speed growth, which is like really notable. And in the context of this run, I had to make sure that Astrid didn't like get +2 speed proc by accident or anything silly like that, although it's only like a 20% chance of happening.
Yeah, it would have been possible to trade that away with Ike, but the defensive like flat stat boost can be useful too.
Yeah.
So
there's gonna be a handful of times where we'll use its defensive properties, because it does boost defense and res.
Is it by 2, I want to say?
Yeah, I believe.
Around there?
Yeah, it's around like 2 to 3.
Okay. Working on that staff grind even more. Yeah, the staff grind's actually going to be like one of the major reasons we do like anything we do in the latter half of the map.
Yeah.
Because it's only turn like 2 about now.
Yeah.
2 or 3, I want to say, and you know we're working through these enemies even with the maniac mode density. We're working through them pretty quick.
Yeah. In maniac mode, there's even more enemies on the like top end of the boat, which is like pretty funny. So it's like, so if you were playing this on maniac mode, you'd basically be holding a choke point, like even more literally.
Oh yeah, sorry, I got confused. For a minute I thought we were on maniac mode, but no.
No,
I'm the maniac here.
Yeah. Yeah, because money would have actually been a real issue for me, and I would have had to care.
Did that Raven just attack an enemy phase?
Oh yeah, but that's mostly because it couldn't really reach any of the chests or Sanaki. So it was just like, okay, screw it, I'll suicide myself.
I see. So lacking any other valid objective in that turn,
yeah,
it was able to attack.
Basically, it's a I think basically like the way it works, it's probably like a bunch of if commands and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no computer science major, so I'm not fully, I'm not an expert on that side of things.
I'm only a minor, don't look at me.
Yeah, anyway, so some of these green units still use vulneraries, but they took so much damage that it almost doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Hey, more EXP robbery.
Yeah, unfortunate. And this one actually does its job and sets up a kill. Yeah.
Like how Ike still needs powerful weaponry to one-on that archer. Yeah. The Iron Sword just won't do.
Yeah, although I think that just speaks more to how bulky the enemies in Path of Radiance are. Even on hard mode. Because, like, you know, even units like Marcia with, like, her lowest strength cap is actually gonna have problems killing much later in the game, funnily enough.
Yeah, those enemies scale kind of something nasty.
Yeah, like, it's not so much their hitting power and whatnot that scales up, it's a lot more like they're just really fat.
Yeah, their HP values, from what I remember. I haven't honestly played this game in a long time, so I could be wrong. Feel free to, you know, correct any misinformation that spews out of me. But, oh, hey Boyd. Nice level HP cap you got there.
Yeah, that's one of the more unfortunate things here.
Yeah, I can't use the HP level up for staff EXP there, because he's capped it out.
Yeah, but we have enough units to work around this. And here, basically, I have Marcia do a little nice Canto Jerk to, like, kill all the enemies, free enemies in one go, because they're all stationary.
All stationary? Okay, I was wondering about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always weird with, like, stationary enemies. Sometimes they're, like, very infuriating, especially in realm maps, where you don't have many turns to work with.
Yeah, I appreciate more recent games where if you show their enemy range, they'll, like, you know, be stationary with the range, so you can tell that way instead of having to, like, work it out.
Or guess.
Yeah, obviously in an LTC scenario like this, you're doing a lot of planning and testing, so you find that stuff out eventually, but
yeah,
nice quality of life later.
There reminds me of Ghost Ship, which actually a free turn would be possible if it weren't for dumb stationary enemies.
In Sacred Stones?
Yes, correct. I had many frustrations with that. And you have to, like, resort to enemy control glitch for it to actually work.
To snag the free turn.
Yeah. It's like an extra turn you have to tank, but yeah. And then Soph here, he's kind of just running around doing his little thing. But for the rest of this map, it's pretty much just trying to find targets to heal. The other thing to note is that reinforcements are actually going to show up later, and they're basically going to try to, like, hoard the treasure chests. So it's important that we get some of them out the way. And it's also why the chest keys we brought mattered. Yeah,
because, you know, like you said, Volk and Soth, they're not looking to catch too much heat from these enemies on the enemy ship, and Marcia only has, like, 2 uses of that chest key.
Yeah, we actually did bring an extra pair, so she technically has 4 uses.
Oh, she has 2, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens to the best of us, but yeah, so Marcia here, she gets her lance rank moving up. And
is that B, I believe?
Yeah, I believe that is B, because silvers in this game are A rank.
own stuff.
Yeah, and in some games it's silver weapons are like B rank, but you know, silver weapons also come very late in the game.
Oh, big crit.
Yeah. It was unexpected that he took a hit like that, even with Oscar support.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, Earth and...
Fire.
What else was it? Earth and Fire, gotcha.
I believe it's Earth and Fire. If it wasn't... Oh wait, no, it's probably Earth and Wind. Yeah, it's Earth and Wind.
Okay, yeah, so even more Void.
Yeah. And then here we have a green unit start attacking Norris.
Let's go, Jeffrey. Jeffrey the Benjon soldier.
Yes.
Doing his job.
Yeah, we're calling him Jeffrey. That's the one.
Jeffrey, last name Jeffers.
Yeah. No relation to Jeffrey Epstein.
Indeed.
Yeah, so Jill gets a level up here, but you know, Jill's combat is still gonna be a little bit underwhelming, at least for now.
Yeah, she's a long-term project. She's a fixer-upper. There's potential, but you gotta smooth out the edges.
Yeah. And we are forced to hold off promoting her, as I stated before.
Yeah, it's a chapter that's coming up pretty quickly where we'll need that smite utility, right? Or the shove?
Smite from Mordecai.
Right.
Because Mordecai currently is actually the only unit in the game that can smite unpromoted Jill without being transformed. Yeah. And
he's actually the only unit in the game that can smite in general.
Yeah, although technically other units can actually learn smite through a scroll later on in the game.
Oh, okay. I'm just wrong. Thanks.
Well, it's more so, well, you weren't completely wrong. He's just the only one that comes with it at base.
It's okay, I can be wrong.
Yeah, also we get Speedwings there, but that'll be handy much later on. And here, more chest opening.
Well, cleaning house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what these chests are just doing on the Benyon ship. I guess they're toys for Sonicy or something? The L-Fire, maybe?
I don't know. For all I know, it could be trade... I believe it could be convoy stuff. It could be shipments, considering that's partially why the Laguz, or like the Raven Laguz, are attacking.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
And then here, yeah, these last
we're in
the... are whatever.
Yeah, we're in the interesting scenario where there are no enemies currently on the map.
Yeah, but
so let's fix that.
Show up.
Yeah.
One neat little thing we're gonna do here is we're actually not gonna open all the chests right away, so that we can actually keep the Laguz from retreating right away. Because what will happen is because they only retreat once all the chests are taken. So we're gonna hold
we can use them to deal damage. Yep.
Yeah, we can use it to get some EXP while we're at it.
Yeah, at this point we're done with all like the short-term stuff. We've quit the enemies. We're about to get the chests. We have a couple of events coming up. It's more long-term work that's remaining.
Pretty much. And then here, Soren was fortunate enough to get a level, so we can use that to heal him up via HP level up. A Soren would almost never. A Soren would never be that bulky, realistically.
43 HP, dang.
Yeah.
100% growth is a heck of a drug.
It is. It really lets you do some stuff that you might normally not even consider.
Yeah, and with that much reliable stat growth, like, what do these remaining stat boosters even do?
Some of them, it's actually for frailer units, you know, like, in case we need, like, more avoid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then here, you know, Marsha getting some more EXP because I want to reduce the amount of bonus experience I dump onto her to promote her all the way to Falcon Knight. Mostly because
I guess
we don't have many Master Seals. We only have like one Master Seal, and then there's only like one more that we'll realistically get later in this run. So almost all our promotions have to be done through promoting units all the way to like 20/1.
Yeah, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, is Astrid going to be receiving a significant chunk of that bonus XP that we're saving up?
Unfortunately, no. Mostly because we have enough Cavaliers as it is.
Yeah.
And
Even with Paragon, I imagine that's a pretty significant investment.
yeah, it's still a fair bit that we have to dump into her to make her work, but Astrid will actually have some utility, mostly thanks to her horse next chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, horses are good. Horses do good things.
Yeah, so, you know, Astrid will still be fine even without, you know, dumping a lot of bonus XP into her.
There's Gatry. Say hi to Gatry.
Yeah.
He's been important.
Yeah, Gatry's holding it down.
Yep.
Yeah, he's actually filling in for that bridge that got stolen in Akron. I believe it was in Akron where that bridge got an entire 56-foot bridge got stolen. But anyways, so all these enemies are retreating because we got all the chests. So like the map is effectively done.
Yeah, and speaking of weird terrain features, do you want to talk about like the weird ledge mechanics that show up here?
Yeah, so we didn't really talk about it during this chapter, but the thing with the bridges is like it might look like it's one range if you're, say, like on a C tile and attacking somebody on the bridge. You'll be forced to use two range weapons in a way, so it's almost like a prototype to Radiant Dawn's ledge mechanics.
Yeah, there's just not that space in between that kind of visually clarifies what's going on.
Yeah, like you can kind of tell by like a weird drop off on the grid, but like even for a first time player it's hard to tell. But anyways, all the Laguz retreat, that's chapter 13, cleared in 7 turns. I will see you guys next time for chapter 14.
Goodbye.